Good evening and welcome to the Indie Bandits Twitch channel and YouTube channel. My name is Jimmy and I'm here tonight with Joe.
Good evening, Jim.
How are you?
Not too bad. Now, obviously, I'm going to tell you this because I wanted to tell you anyway. This is the most boring story you're going to hear, but this is the kind of content people come for. But did the big shop today? That's been the highlight of my week.
That is a boring story.
That's it. That's the story. Films out in the summer. That's have you done your big shop?
You know what? We haven't, and I'll tell you why. An extra element to our big shop story.
Because it's too exciting.
One, we need to build up to it, obviously, prepare ourselves. But the other part of it is we've been waiting for our Nectar card to turn up, and it arrived just the other day, so we're ready to do our big shop now.
Nice. See, it's relevant, topical bands here on the Indie Bandits World Domination stream. Where were we last time, by the way? Obviously, we're getting ready to conquer Europe and get onto the big shop.
We got ourselves down to, is it Mess? Did you say it was pronounced? Mm-hmm. Mess?
So we got ourselves a lot of letters, and they just pronounce them however the hell they want.
Fair enough. And then we're going to go for this place, whatever this one's called as well, and have ourselves a nice little foothold in the middle of Europe so we can attack whoever we want.
I mean, is that, are we going to call that is it just Central Europe?
Germanic Europe? Bavaria, let's call it Bavaria. It's kind of down there.
Bavaria's a little to the south, isn't it? Bavaria's right down the...
Kind of like here. This area, sort of in the middle. But between these two, like, I would call this like maybe next to the Black Forest region.
Yeah.
Would you call that, is that maybe like Strasbourg or something? I don't know. Anyway, we'll...
I think Strasbourg's that little castle-y bit next to Metz. Like the Holy Roman Castle next to Metz is probably...
This one?
Whereabouts? The Imperial... The Citadel. Yeah, I would say that's where Strasbourg is.
That's what I was pointing at.
Yeah, that's what I'd guess, but... You know what?
Well, that's what we're going for, but I need to get... Jimmy de Beauchamp needs to get down there with these culverins, because I forgot them. We'll have to get him some protection on the way down.
What's a culverin, by the way?
It looks like a big cannon.
Just fancy cannons. Just
that thing.
Big cannon energy.
Yeah.
The culverin is a type of bombard. Nice. A piece of artillery. First used in Germany. There we go.
Oh, we'll be first used in Germany as well.
Well, we like to be historically accurate. Do you want to hear the one thing that happened last time out in real life? Since I like to compare our campaign to historical events at the same time in the real world from a source that was written for children.
We are besieged.
So, so last time out, our turns would have covered the years 1340 to 1350, just a cheeky decade last time on the stream, and we would have enjoyed the Black Death arriving in England and killing nearly half the population.
On cue.
Is that literally what's just happened on screen?
Well, it came up last episode, but now it's spreading. Now,
yes,
this is the part of the game where everybody dies, basically.
I'm assuming they're not getting vaccinated against
the
Black Death.
They're not.
Though
they're all anti-vaxxers.
They will be getting jabbed though, but potentially by swords. I'm guessing. the only metal piercing their arms will be like cleavers and shit. Is a cleaver a sword? The big one, a claymore. That's what I want. We should get some claymores like on the go. A cleaver's a knife
thing.
For a... Yeah. I thought a cleaver was like a knife for butchers.
It is, but it's got like sort of an axe head rather than like a... You know, like it's like a long sort of rectangular thing, isn't it? Rather than like a pointy thing.
Yes. Yeah, it is for just taking off cleaving stuff, essentially. Taking large chunks of meat and splitting them into two still sort of large chunks of meat, right?
Yeah.
Ships ready.
Right. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
History Facts for Kids came up with that one. That was the only historical thing that happened in those decades, at least at a level that someone with primary school level knowledge of history could comprehend. which was quite good for me. That felt at my level. Just having one historical event for an entire decade. I'm like, I might remember that at some point. There may be a pub quiz in the future where they're going.
Yes, Your Highness.
Which century or decade did
Continuing
the
the
Black
one-sided
Plague
gods
arrive in England? I'm gonna be like, somewhere between 1340 and 1350, I would say, off the top of my head.
Yes, Your Highness.
And that would be
That's
correct.
a cracking answer, that, Joe.
It would be solid. I mean, I wouldn't write all of that. I would just write the date. You don't get bonus points for elocution and pub quizzes.
You don't, but it might be more fun to say it that way.
Wait, do you remember that pub quiz when they asked who was known as the bastard? And I remember I put Guillaume down, and the guy was like, no. And I was like, well, he was known as Guillaume. He wasn't known as William until he was English, when he conquered stuff. When he was French, he was a bastard. And, and he didn't give me the point. And I was like, I think you have to give me the point because I purposely didn't put William in case it was like a trick question. Like,
Yeah.
I avoided putting the obvious answer in case they were going to be like, technically, he would have been known as Guillaume in his native Normandy. And that was his given name. The translation of his name is William. So, or would have been his used name whilst in England. But yeah, it was all rectified, and we lost the quiz by miles anyway. So it really didn't matter the 5 minutes of the quizmaster's time I wasted.
But you made your point, and that's the important thing.
Well, yeah, it's like that whole Proclaimers incident you had.
Oh God, yeah. What an Egypt! It's like when the argument ended, they'd sing the song then, and then he started. You could tell in his head he was doing it, and then he went, right, moving on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's
Most
right.
Foul.
Oh, what?
Someone's opened our gates to the enemy.
Oh,
We must
yeah.
rally our
Oh,
men.
the sneaky bastards opening the gates to the enemy.
Right, everybody just run to the middle. Where everyone is, come to the middle.
Chill in the center.
We'll defend all the
Oh,
points leading into the middle.
Which town are we chilling in, by the way?
This is Bruges, and it's a rather large Danish army
Army of
outside with
Danes.
like big axes and stuff. These guys look like they want to get in there.
Sounds gross. I do like their heraldry, the Danes. Just that cool, like, white eagles and
To
stuff
arms, my
on
lord.
red
The
flags.
enemy are through the gates.
Yeah,
Why did they smash open the gates? I thought they were open.
it's medieval 2 AI, Joe. They don't make sensible decisions.
That is true. If there's one thing that shows off the age of this game, it is the somewhat predictable and silly AI.
The
at play.
questionable decision making of the AI.
They smash it on the map screen though. I don't think they're that stupid
No, they're not.
on a macro scale, but on the man management side of things, when in battles, the AI seems to struggle with some otherwise simple decision making.
They do.
But the management is top. We've struggled to make any inroads into conquering medieval Europe.
Oh yeah,
But
they're rather
we've
annoying.
seen off almost anyone who's tried to actually like have a fight with us.
The walls have fallen. Steel and valiant hearts
yeah.
must be our walls
The gates
now.
are open, lads. Just
I know, just come in, man. Stop wrecking the city.
walk straight. It's like that. Was it Sean in Clarissa Explains It All? Going back to a really obscure '90s teen TV show reference. With her out as Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, do you remember? And it was Clarissa was this like teenage girl who was like fellow
On the ball.
teens. Yeah, I know what the crack is. You know what the crack is. Let's explain it to each other. And none of you will realize that this entire show is written by grown-ups who actually understand you teenagers better than you understand yourselves because they've all been through it. Anyway, her boyfriend used to come in through the window on a ladder. Do you remember? That used to be a thing because she wasn't allowed to date boys or something. Or a
yeah.
mate. He was called Sean, I think, and he would just he would be accompanied by a guitar strum as he every time he went. There was this audio cue as he stepped through the window,
Walls have fallen.
and it's like
Steel
this
and
is the
valiant
Sean
hearts
approach
must be our
to
walls now.
sieging a town.
Yeah.
Because I think all medieval battles can be explained by '90s Nickelodeon shows.
Of course. That's the only way to explain medieval history.
think that there'll be more. Now you've said this, there's going to be more drops. I'm going to just draw upon my vast knowledge of 90s Nickelodeon shows, because that was essentially all I watched growing up.
Right, here we go. People with long pikes. Let's get them in the pike formation.
It's going to end up like a Keenan and Kel-esque plan.
Oh, yeah, man. Basically, it's going to take them ages to get through these pikemen here. And I'm just going to shoot at them as they come running down this.
The walls have
Oh my
fallen.
god, will you...
Steel and valiant hearts must be our
Oh,
walls
here
now.
it goes. Sorry, alright. Last Nickelodeon reference, I promise.
Right, we'll get these bowmen to sit right there. Get a few others to sit behind them a little bit. Turn the skirmish off. You're not leaving from there. Right. Just a crappy set of town militia to block this entrance, because I don't think anyone will come that way. They're coming in yet?
Are
No,
they
they're
the
still
massive
breaking
red
all-
mass on the minimap, by the
Yeah,
way?
yeah, that huge thing down there.
That,
yeah.
there's a lot of them, right? I'm not
There's
daft in thinking
many more of them than there are of us. Yeah,
outnumbered, one might say.
you could use that turn of phrase. Yeah.
You could use the term literally to mean what it means.
Yep. This is a sort of battle that the term outnumbered was invented for, Joe.
Yes. There's...
It's also the sort of battle, though, that leads to heroic victories, unexpected heroic victories from the English.
This is going to be a proper dug-in fight, though, isn't it? Is that the term?
This
Now-
might
now I'm-
last a while, yeah.
This is that is where my vocabulary reached its limit. I couldn't remember the phrase for. Is it dug in? Just like, you know, it's going to get very trench warfare. You know, it's about 500 years before its time, but
It's gonna get so it'll be like a war of attrition.
attrition. That's the one. Thank you.
Give it a run, man. Away. Right, so the pikemen should hold them off for ages. The archers will shoot over their heads. The spearmen will stop any errant horses from running up the side. Then I've got the dismounted knights to get anyone who's half decent who gets through, even though there's only like 47 of them, so they're not going to do much. There's pikemen over here. I'm going to put some spearmen behind doing exactly the same thing over here as they are over there. Put the pike formation on. I'll get the crossbowmen to guard this entrance and shoot over there. Then we've
Feeling
got...
confident. I'm like you said. I know you said there's a lot of them, but there can't be that many of them if they all have to come in through the streets. If you get me.
Yeah, we'll be able to bottleneck the situation, which will be
It
good.
seems
but
like we've almost covered all the potential bottlenecks, and they're not all coming in at once by the looks of things either.
No, I'm going to leave these guys over here as reserve, so whichever side
Keeper,
looks
keeper.
like it's weakening, I'll throw them in there.
Those guys are going to be the Manuel Neuer of our defense. They're going to just like run up
Yeah.
to the halfway line and just sort anything out.
So these guys will be that over here. There's... See, like, that's a big wall of, like, spiky things you don't really want to run into.
No,
And
and
hopefully
they look
they'll-
ready. And who are the dudes behind them? They're just
just some
scrappers, right?
crappy town militia, yeah, but...
But no, but once they get like impaled on the spikes or like slowed up by the pikemen,
It's just anyone who,
That's
like,
when the
sneaks
militias are
down
gonna
the side, pretty much.
yeah, they're going to just start battering them a bit.
And
Give them a
then
bit of a battering.
these are the only really decent close combat troops we've got. We've only got 47 of them, so... But hopefully the archers will do their job and whittle them
But they
down
should be
a
our
little
last
bit.
resort, right? The,
Yeah, actually, have they
stronger
done?
units.
Have they made? Are they bringing their siege weapons in? Oh, they've
Have
made,
they made
an
a-
error, Joe. They've made a grievous error. However, it's time for our horsemen to earn their keep here. Get out the way. It's time for what's his name? Oh, General's bodyguard.
An interesting name. His parents must have hated him. It's like, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Bodyguard. It's a boy. What do you want to name it? Oh, definitely Generals with an apostrophe.
Now, once these have been destroyed, they're not going to shoot, are they? No way. Are they shooting at my general?
At the town centre? No.
No, they're just deciding to shoot this gate from the inside of the settlement.
Pro gamer moves right here.
Oh yeah, here we go. Right, charge him. Oh, there's one outside. There they are.
Ah, excellent. They're flanking the gate.
That gate won't know what's hit it.
The gate will be like trying to defend itself from one side, and then
Oh,
being
no.
like, "Oh no, oh no." How did they know that the other side of me is just MDF? Oh,
Right.
those guys are like.
Get him.
What I love is that most of those guys are just pushers. Like,
Oh yeah.
Well,
they'll be
how
pushing
many
up the
people do it
daisies
take to
pretty
release
soon.
the trebuchet? Right. But like, seriously, there must be like 20 of them, and most of them are just guys to help push the thing. Like, they're not particularly soldiers. There'll be a few winders, and there'll be a few like lever releasers or whatever, I'm guessing, and it may be a couple of like counterbalance loader people.
Oh yeah.
But most of them are just there to push the big thing. Their singular role is mobility for the trebuchet, right?
The trench bucket.
The Tretch bucket.
Right,
As
here
our
we go.
secondary school friend Alan liked to call them.
Even after he was given. What are these guys doing? What he's
Even
doing,
after he was
lads?
given the correct pronunciation. Oh, those guys, those stuck horses.
What are they doing? They're all doing it.
Moonwalking horses.
Get these lads here, man. That's what I want you to do. There you go.
I tell you about Alan's crack on with the hot dogs, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Famous donkey-like levels of stubbornness from this lad. Like, as you said, pronounced them Tretch buckets, was corrected, decided to just stay the course.
Oh, and not because he
And-
thought it was funny, just because like that's the way I pronounce it. Like that's the way
Yeah,
I've
it's-
chosen
it-
to pronounce that word.
As if it was a nuance of his speech. You know, like that, as if it was like down to his accent or something, which
Yeah.
couldn't be the case because he has essentially the same accent as us. So you couldn't even say, actually, it's a part of the local dialect that we pronounce Tretch buckets. But yeah, I'll tell you about the hot dog thing when he decided to microwave hot dogs without piercing them.
Yeah, and they blew up in the microwave.
And they blew up in the microwave. It literally, like, the timing was beautiful. We'd got in drunk, and he had some hot dogs, so he was going to just microwave, you know, classic drunk food. I think we were microwaving hot dogs and having custard creams and milk at like 3 in the
Nice.
morning. Classic. So he's got these hot dogs in the microwave, and I'm like, you remember to pierce them before you put them in the microwave?
Oh,
And
they're
he's like,
cheering.
no, why? Yep, because they know how good this story is. They,
Hey, it's the hot dog story.
I love the hot dog story.
Tell it
It's
again.
It's Alan getting his comeuppance and being really stubborn. Yeah. So I go, did you pierce them? He's like, no, why? And then I just hear this kind of like sound as like these hot dogs just end up all over the front of the microwave screen, the little window on the microwave. And I'm like, well, because they blow up, because there's nowhere for like the air to escape as it like gets excited and the like water in them boils or whatever. Like and then he goes, I prefer exploded hot dogs. It's like, just take the L, Jesus, just take the L and be like, oh,
No,
that's
that
funny.
wasn't
I didn't
possible.
know that. I didn't know that if you didn't pierce hot dogs and put them straight in the microwave, they would explode. No, instead, he spent the next like 15 minutes to half an hour explaining to me the value exploded hot dogs and how they taste better than hot dogs that have not been exploded. Like, my eyes have just come back from rolling into the back of my skull from that conversation like 16 years ago.
Hey, listen to this bloke, Joe.
I know. I don't. What's he doing? He's just
scarfing
found
him.
out exploded hot dogs are better than non-exploded hot dogs.
But he's just like, run for your life. I was like, all right, yeah, just keep going. It's like the
I will
one
leave.
survivor of that artillery crew. He's like, you know, I'm going to take refuge in that massive.
He's like, you know what?
church over
I'm
there."
sick of being a pusher. I'll keep the nice flag with like the white eagle on the red field. It's cool. Man, if they were as good at conquering cities as they were at randomly destroying sections of the outer wall, the Danes would have conquered all of medieval Europe by this point.
They would have, yeah. What they lack in conquering cities, they make up for in,
Destruction of walls.
yeah, bit part wall destruction. Come on.
I mean-
yeah, I'm just like taunting them now. They're like literally all there, and I'm just gonna come running out the gates and be all like, ah, ha, 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 I'm right in front of you, and then just go kill their trebuchet crew right in front of them. And they're just watching this happen because they're idiots. Oh, hang on. Oh, they're coming. Oh shit, run. That's enough. We've killed enough of them. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Ah! I've angered them. They're annoyed.
These raging Danes.
Oh,
Doesn't
how
sound
man.
right.
Oh no. Paul's gotten stuck.
The,
The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have
the
taken
walls
Okay.
are no longer ours. There's no fucking walls left.
Yeah, it's like they can have what remains of the walls. I'm okay with that.
Oh no, the Danes destroyed all the walls and then took them. Excellent.
I'm going to turn off fire at will because they always pick the wrong target to fire at. The AI needs as much help as it can possibly get in this game, and that includes friendly AI.
Yeah, I don't think leaving it down to automation is really on the cards here. I'll tell you what though,
It's not.
not in Total War
Our
because it's not
enemy's
a series
ladders
I've
have
played
reached
very
our
much,
walls.
but I
It's
am
time for butcher's work.
a big fan of a lot of the automation in these otherwise like complex games. Like on Civ, for example, in like later games, there is a lot of like things you can just automate.
Yeah, like the
And
workers.
just everything, yeah. And sometimes I just want to play the game like that. Like I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just leave it to them. Like I don't want every turn to take like 45 minutes. You know, sometimes I just want to move the little like soldiers around the map and have fights. So having all your cities and workers and research just like automatically decided by the AI is completely fine by me. Like some people want to get like really granular when they play like these kind of games, and that's totally fine. But sometimes I'm not in a mood for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the same with any game. Like management games, strategy
Here they come.
games, sim games. You don't always want that. You don't always want that kind of crack on. Sometimes you don't want to like
Oh,
plan out your move over 2 hours and then watch it like play out. Sometimes you just want to like do 700 turns in 20 minutes. Did they I'm assuming they got some of that sorted in later games. I mean, this one's 2006, right?
yeah, no, they did, yeah.
But I imagine on the map screen as well, I'm guessing they also give options for you not to have to manage everything, or is it always just kind of like, or did they go the other way with it? It's kind of the question I'm asking. Did they give you more control or less control as the series went on?
Probably more, but it's just a cleaner experience. More control, but like it was more sensible. Oh man, we are just burning these guys.
Yeah, they are having somewhat a bad time.
Oh, they did decide to come around this way. Come on. Did they go up the other side as well? Oh shit, yes they did. Oh my god. Alright, get over there, boys.
There's a bit of flanking going on now, but we have the sweeper keeper, don't we? We have
Alright, we're gonna send these bad boys over.
the Neuer crew on the go.
Joe, get these war clerics with their funky maces.
Do you know if there's any reason why those horses had like carpets on their backs? I don't know what they're called. Equestrianism is not my forte, but like, is there a reason they had little? I mean, some of them have got like chainmail head socks. I don't know what they're called. Hats, balaclavas, horse balaclavas.
The horse was like the weakest part of the knight, wasn't it? Like it's quite dangerous.
I guess so. Like have it, yeah. Because if you kill the horse, the knight's not much use, and he falls off it or whatever, and then he's like.
Yeah.
Like a turtle on its back with his like really heavy armor.
As we proved at Ashenkor.
But what about the ones that don't have like armor and just have a fancy hat? Like, I assume that maybe are those things a little thicker? Or is it like thick leather?
Know. It'll be some
I mean,
padded. What's it called?
You'd think so, right? Like,
I forgot what the name of it is.
it's not lace, that's for sure. They're not just silky
it'll be
horses.
padded.
You'd think so, right? To provide some protection, like just a heavy cloth, so at least like it would deflect some of the attacks. One would hope. I mean, I'm guessing visually they're not historically accurate either. I mean, I know there's a lot of historical accuracy in this game, but I think like visual liberties have been taken, right, to make the units more identifiable and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that everyone has clothes in the same color was probably not that much of a thing. Like, I can imagine they wouldn't bother giving everyone uniforms, especially if they're just like town militia. They would just be some people with like maybe like a feather in their hat to indicate what side they were on, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'd be apparently like the sort of medieval battleground was literally just chaos once it got into
just
the
friendly fire, right? Just all the time, just people just killing each other once they were in
mounds of bodies, apparently, like piles and piles of bodies, because people would obviously die in the same spot, and then they'd have to like climb over the dead bodies to fight and stuff. Apparently, it's just like it was an absolute nightmare.
And they wouldn't
of a
entirely
place
know
to be.
who was on whose side once they got into a bit of a melee.
No. Obviously, you'd try and like, you know, if it was something as simple
face
as
the same way. That's probably
wrapping
why
a
they
piece
met
of
up in the
colour
front,
around your
right?
arm or something like that, so that you could identify yourself as belonging to one side. I mean, that would make sense to me. Like, if I was going to do that, I'd, like, well,
Yeah.
you know, if we all just have like wrap a bit of like blue cloth around our arm, then it's easy enough to tell that we're all on the same side.
Yeah. But I've also seen you absolutely lace a guy on Rainbow Six Siege who was meant to be on our team. So how much that would work in the heat
you
of
did
battle.
the same thing last night, Joe.
Oh, yeah, I do all the time. But
You know what it was? Because he wasn't wearing the blue cloth that we all organised before
that is
the match
true.
started.
That is true. None of the characters in that game have a little armband that indicates whose team they're on.
He said
would be handy.
he said he didn't need it, and look what happened. Oh, hang
He's
on.
like, no, I'll do without. There's
How'd
only
these-
5 of us on a team. We all recognize each other, right? Nope. Wrong.
How'd these jabronis get through here?
No, I absolutely rinsed that dude as well. That was I felt bad. We won that round though, thank God. I was having a good round anyways. I was killing everyone. Everyone was getting killed, whether they were on the opposition side or not. But yeah, I can only imagine if that's like when you only have
Oh, yeah,
when
we'll
you
go.
only have 5 other people to kill. And
What
I can
happens
still
when
kill
horsemen
friendly
attack pikemen?
Oh
Joe?
no, they just stop. They just stop and think about it.
These are all going down very quickly.
No, well, not that quickly because seemingly the game didn't have that dynamic of a set of animation for the horses to die, so they didn't like run in and just get impaled. They just kind of they approached those pikes like a train approaching a station. It was very lethargic, and then they came to a stop and then fell over.
I don't know what's going on here. It's a lot of movement, but
It's a lot of movement, but I don't think the game was designed for you to watch this close as the as pikemen fought cavalry. I think they assumed you'd be just looking elsewhere and controlling the battlefield, maybe from afar.
Alright, put down your pikes, lads, and just get in it. Get your swords out. Get them. Are they swords? I don't know. Yeah, they're swords. What's coming? Okay, get back.
You know what? I was thinking we were. Not that we ever have, but we should have really just measured the oh, that guy's down. We should have just measured the timing for like every battle we had on this campaign. Just to, you know, just have it like, if I could have been bothered, just take all the like stats, like Opta stats for battles. Just like how many people died, how many people survived, how long the battle took. Because this one, as you promised at the start, has been a long one. This one,
It has.
This is battle number 1 of the evening. Like,
they haven't got themselves back into formation yet. What are you doing?
they're just
Oh, it's because of this
hoping.
absolute nutter here. Oh, nah, these guys are going to get wiped out.
This goes through disorganization.
Yep. Oh, they're getting them all back. Go on, stick them down. Block them.
Nope, bring them back up. There
Nah,
seems to be
they're
some
gonna
confusion
they're
about
gonna
which way
get
they should point
smashed
that big.
now because they didn't get the pikes
spiky
down in
balls.
time. Oh dear.
I assume there's modifiers in that.
Did we
Say
get
like
rid
if
of
the
them?
pikes are down, they're stronger against
Pray
oncoming
something
units and
changes
stuff.
in the course
Yeah.
of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Right. Let's give this a try, I guess. See if they can shoot above their heads.
Yeah, I was going to save them for the second or third battle, but do you want to hear the interesting historical facts about the 6th of August, since this one's went on for a while? And
Go on then.
I have some facts for the calendar day of the 6th of August, which is when we're streaming this. So, on this day in 1945, you can probably guess from the year that it's not going to be a good one. Hiroshima, Japan was devastated by a little boy dropped by the Enola Gay plane, killing 70,000 people instantly, and tens of thousands of people died subsequently from burns and radiation poisoning afterwards.
Lovely.
I think one of only 2 events that nuclear weapons have been used in anger, as it were, or in a war setting, you know, not including testing and that.
Only
And,
2
yeah.
things scare me, and one of them is nuclear war.
Oh, what's the other one?
What's the other one? Pardon? What's the other thing that scares you? Carnies.
Ah,
Circus folk.
small
Small
awesome.
hands.
Thank you. I was thinking of this reference. God, it smelled faintly of no, it smelled faintly of cabbage. No, I can't remember. Oh, geez,
Smell like
been long since I've
cabbage.
seen that film.
Is that one?
Excellent.
Oh man, there's a lot of dead Danes on this street.
Also on this day in 1962, Jamaica became independent from the United Kingdom. Though I
Nice.
do not know if this is the day that it's celebrated, but either way, happy Independence Day to Jamaicans. If it's not on this calendar day, I'm sorry. But this is the actual day it happened. Not in 2021, obviously in 1962. And in 1991 on this day, Tim Berners-Lee, you recognize the name?
Did he
Who is it
invent
not?
the World Wide Web, Joe?
It was him who invented the World Wide Web, and today was the day he released files describing his idea for the World Wide Web, with www making its first appearance as a publicly available service on the internet. So I guess in a way, today is the 30th birthday of the World Wide Web, not the internet.
The enemy are
Different
badly
things,
bloodied.
though
They have lost half
very
their
closely
men.
linked, obviously. And finally, on this day in 2012, NASA's Curiosity rover landed on the surface of Mars. Though I believe since then they have put more rovers or exploratory vehicles on the surface of Mars. But Curiosity landed on this day nine years ago. So happy 9th birthday to Curiosity's mission on Mars. And speaking of birthdays, here's a few people celebrating their birthday today. Born on this day in 1970, M. Night Shyamalan, which name I probably butchered the pronunciation. I did look up the pronunciation, and I feel I've already forgot it. But I think Shyamalan is generally accepted as a fair enough way to pronounce it.
Right. Oh.
Though it might be pronounced completely differently, and that's just the twist. Who knows? It might be on his deathbed. He might be like, "I'm kidding. It was never pronounced like that at all. I had yous all. This is my greatest oeuvre." Also born on this day in 1972, Jerry Halliwell.
Ooh, that name rings a bell. That rings a bell. Oh, was she one of the Spice Girls?
Yeah, Ginger Spice.
Yes.
She's this is going to be a weird sentence out of context, but I see quite a bit of her because she's married to the boss of the Red Bull Formula One team. So through watching Formula One, there is a fair number of events where she is also in attendance. So as with every sporting event, when there's like other famous people there, they often cut to the famous people who are there, and Formula One is no exception. So Jerry Halliwell, or also known as Geraldine Horner, actually, as I think her name is now, is regularly on this.
Sounds like a really old person's name.
Geraldine Horner is the name of an old lady. Yes, I would agree with that.
Hey,
and
look.
I'm not saying that Geraldine Horner is old.
3 pikemen survived, and bless them, they're still in a pike formation.
Hoping this works.
Hey, look, they did their job. Look at this, man. That's a pile right
Is that
there.
all? Who's that guy? Who's that? Like one Dane just going.
Right, you know what? These 3 pikemen can go get him. Go on, boys. Go get him. Go get him.
I hope his name
This is
Yorick.
the battle right here.
I'd love them to just like swing at him with the pikes.
Go on. Go on. Hit him.
They were thinking about that there. I want to know what they said. I
on.
want to know what they said. If they
Get
were
him.
just like, yeah, all right.
Oh, you got him. You got him. Now get this one. Oh, he's on the run. Get him. Quick. He's off, man.
Good evening, Warped Space Game. By the way, enjoy your popcorn.
Popcorn.
Maybe get some more on, because this one has been grueling. I think not in terms of losses, but more in terms of just how long this battle has taken.
It's taken a long time, so it took the Danes bloody ages to decide just to come into the city. Where's that?
Which they had opened with the presence of a spy.
Oh, there's a trash bucket outside the gates here. Go get it. Right, everyone else, you've done your job. Kudos.
Our men are winning
I'll tell you what though, I feel we haven't disappointed because we just got straight into the stream with a big epic fight. If you were Peter Jackson, people would just be like throwing awards at you now.
They would.
Peter Jackson. They'd just be like, excellent work on that really long fight sequence. How much did it add to the story? We don't know.
We're going to see
But
some
the
people go
technology
here.
is amazing,
Ooh.
and there were lots
Boom.
of people involved.
That's it. They're running away. Wait, they've got fancy shields. That was a perfectly timed charge right there.
The battle is very much in our
And they
favor.
got good.
If we remain
They did.
true and steadfast,
There's a
victory
lot
will
of
be ours.
G sounds. Too many G sounds, I think, for a Geordie accent. They got good. Very guttural.
Oh no! Where are they? Are they still chasing that fella? Oh, they are. He's gotten away though, and I reckon he's going to win the race this one.
Oh man, if we had more production value, we'd have so many stupid sound effects and soundboard crack on. But
Ah, they got there. Okay. Alright, okay, that's how I like spread out so you can encircle them. Now get in there.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Yes, it will. Well, I actually thought we would lose that one, so that's pretty good. The pikemen help.
yeah, I wasn't so sure. I was feeling quite confident at the start because of all the like bottlenecks and how
cowardly foe ride
daft the
enemy
AI
are
can be.
utterly
Oh.
I did not
vanquished.
Look
This
at
is
that.
a
I did not
great
expect the
victory
anno
worthy
3 to
of
1,
only the
almost
mightiest of
4, 8,
generals.
12. Slightly over 3 times as many of them lost as us.
Ding,
But I
ding.
honestly thought with all those like bottlenecks, that like the AI would struggle to really put together a clever fight.
By God's will,
So do we just
have
execute them all?
triumphed.
Because
Well, I
they won't pay
ransomed
the
them.
ransom?
Yeah, but if they don't pay the ransom, you give them a smashing.
Still in the plague. Plague's still cracking on.
What? What? King Paul died? Who killed King Paul? Did they send an assassin to kill our king? What a
It
bunch
would
of...
have to be, right? Because I didn't see it.
Hail, my king!
Unless he was
What
just
was that?
there
No.
in where were we defending? Bruges. Unless he was there just chilling in Bruges and went down the wrong street. It's like we told him not to leave the town square.
It's going to take him 3 turns to get there. God damn.
Hail, my king!
But if he gets caught out on his own, he's going to die. I don't know what to do.
Do we still have a big ass army? Because we had that big army we were sending into Central Europe to kick some ass.
We do. They're here. Oops, someone died. Robin of Bampton's dead. Victim of the plague.
Plague gets everyone, doesn't it?
Morris of Ashbourne's got himself some extra good stuff. Oh, we're most advanced as well.
I'd like to know
Oh,
if
no.
if,
Oh, there's a lot
if
of
they all won a
characters.
competition for if there's a bit of a competition for most English names, because I think we are certainly winning this. Not Tostig in that, but like
Orders.
all of these character names
Yes.
just feel like they are wearing like a Morris dancing suit,
At your service.
except for what's his name? General's bodyguard.
Oh, General's bodyguard's doing really well.
He's fine. But
Everyone's
he is
got the
in last
plague.
place for most English names for a character.
Oh dear, we're gonna lose lots of money. What are we losing money on? Army upkeep. Ah, poop.
Well, we've got to use this army to capture places that make us more money, surely, right?
Yeah.
Then they pay for themselves, right? Like I know we're making losses with the
Full sail.
I've got
with the
big
upkeep of the army
fleet.
right now.
Go no further this
I could
day.
probably just get rid of the fleet. How much is it costing? Upkeep. 200, 400, 600.
About
About
2 grand?
900.
No, no, it's just a
Yeah, probably
just a bit of cheap,
just close to about
quick
2 grand.
maths. Well, can we not just swing them round Denmark and kick some of
Upkeep
their
on them's quite high.
boat arses and then disband them? Can we not give them a last hurrah? I feel like they've earned it.
We do.
They're trade boats, right? They're not our like fleet, right? Because there
Yeah,
are
yeah,
tons
they're
of them
just,
going up
yeah.
and down the North Sea.
You know what? We don't need these guys. There's no one attacked up here at all in this game.
And surely you can requisition some people or like draft some people, right? Last minute if,
if
we
we
see
need to,
anyone
yeah.
coming close to the coast of Scotland.
Sire. Orders. Sire. My lord.
What's going on down here? Oh, there's a lot of guys down here. Yeah. Uh-oh. Why is everyone so unhappy here? It's very annoying.
You just try to tax them less, just so they'll be a bit chipper.
Yeah, but they still want to revolt. Disillusioned.
God's servant.
Well, you shouldn't be disillusioned. You should be happy.
In God's name.
Be happier, damn it.
Hmm.
Top level management there, Jim. Top level leadership. Just everyone, be happier for
Your
God's sake.
people's ways are
But we
blasphemous
own
at
Toulouse
best.
as well.
No,
Right.
no, that's just for some reason we can see what's going on down there. Oh, because it's
The-
the Crusades happening down there.
Oh, right, because oh, right, different color red. Sorry, I thought that red was us. Is that a Danish red on that?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What I might do is put them up and then get rid of a Demi Lancer. Can do that. Can do that. What we down to? 2,000.
How much do we need to get it down to? Well, ideally.
We might be all right now. I'll just leave.
Get
We're
into
going to
the
lose
black,
2,000 this turn, but then next turn we should be fine.
The enemy lays siege, sire. We must prevail.
Oh, the Portuguese are back at it.
Oh, again.
Yes, we'll have him. Oh, nice. Black Death
Is it time
Star.
to kick arse now that the plague is finished?
Hang on, though. A bunch of people might have died. Yeah, Ralph the Wrathful died. Got another marriage. Alright, repaired the wall at Antwerp. Okay, well that was okay, so
Is it me with whom you wish
Minimal
to speak?
losses.
minimal losses. Yeah. Let's
Hail,
see
my
if like
king.
everybody can go attack this guy, then we'll have who's in that army.
You are not mein Kaiser.
No, that's fine.
Hail, my
Right, so
king.
2,000, and then we're projected to get another 1,600 this turn. So
Ah,
Hail,
back on
my
track.
king.
Back in black. Back in the black.
back in the black. Let's run
Nice.
him out
Camp
there,
here, noble
and
sire. Hail, my king.
let's pick up a. Oh, let's get some pikemen because they're always fun.
Are our cannons still on their way? Are they taking a...
You know what I'm gonna do?
I mean, I know they're cannons, so they take a while to get anywhere, but...
This is the group here. I'm just gonna like buy a bunch of mercenaries to get the cannons here, then just pay them off afterwards, just so that they're all fine. All right, okay, next turn.
Who's that guy outside of Mess who just keeps bobbing his head?
French diplomat.
Ah,
Two
so no,
French
we don't need to
diplomats.
worry about him.
No.
I mean, unless he's going to diplomacy us to death.
Oh, oh.
We'll just die.
Oh, got very excited.
Oh, Death stalks the land again.
It's oh no, I just clicked off it. I don't know who. Definitely some people died there though. It's probably like the Fallout. Okay. Hopefully it was just him.
Hail,
Never
my
know.
king. With honor, sire.
What are you doing?
Hail, my
Seriously?
king.
What happened
I'm
there?
afraid not, my liege. I'm afraid not, my liege.
They get blocked.
Hail, my king. I'm afraid not, my liege.
All right, mate, calm down.
I'm afraid not, Jim. Yeah,
Aye, sire.
he's whatever you tell him to do, he's afraid he can't do it.
Engaging the enemy fleet.
Oh, what?
Sire.
Well,
We
that's
should man the
sort of
arse and
solves a
retreat.
bit of the cost of the fleet, right?
It does, yeah. We'll make a bit more profit now.
Tactical losses.
All right, what's going on here?
Away with you, infidel!
Shut up. I need money.
Yes, Your Highness.
One more turn, then I'm going to build a happiness building of some sort down there.
Sounds gross, but I'm guessing it might be
stops him from being so annoyed all the time.
I have a feeling that this happiness building might be aimed mainly at men,
Glory to your name, sire! We attack!
as was the style at the time.
Yes.
Deed most
Oh my god,
foul!
who keeps...
Someone's opened our gates to the enemy! We
How
must
do they
rally
keep
our
doing
men.
that?
You know, find anti-spy people.
Everybody into the middle again. Actually, what have they got outside? Anything, or is it all just a bunch of... I don't know, catapults. Crossbow militia. Trench buckets. Alright, I'm just gonna let them faff again.
To arms, my lord! The enemy are through the gates!
The gates that they already had opened.
No, we repaired them, so that's fun now. I've got to do that again. I'm going to probably spend the next 20 minutes smashing down the walls, because why not?
The walls have fallen. Steel and valiant hearts must be our walls now.
They do look proper funny when they run quick, like when they're in fast forward mode. I like ants. What is this? A city for ants?
Right, pike
Any of
now.
them? Are these Danes getting done in the same way they got? Are the Danes again? I feel it's Danes. But...
It's the Holy Roman Empire this time, but it looks like they've
Ah.
been learning the military tactics from the Danes.
I do not doubt that.
Smash a whole bunch of holes in the walls. Oh yeah, because they've brought their artillery in again, so I'm going to go and smash them up a little bit.
And some horses after them.
Yeah. Where's me horses? Where are they? Get him. I'm gonna play this battle all sped up. Oh my god, man.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
What are the dudes outside doing? I mean, very low
Dunno.
by the looks of things.
Just gonna wait here because it seems to have activated the tower, so the tower's gonna start shooting at them. Oh yeah, burn that trench bucket.
Exploded trench buckets are best.
Set it on fire. Alright, come around here. Okay, what have we got set up? We've got them ready to go. Let's put another layer of town militia there. Where are they going? Are they going all the way around, are they? I'll wait for them to get here and then run out.
Off they tool.
Running along. little bit more. Let the arrows soften up a little bit. Let's wait till they're running past the gate. And get him. Oh!
Them dudes are on fire.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be
I mean,
ours.
all those guys are just like
The walls are no
siege
longer
weaponry
ours.
operators
The enemy
again,
have
aren't they?
ladders at the
They
walls.
are,
like-
yeah.
Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
pushers or whatever we're gonna call them.
Hit him.
That guy's gonna get whomped by a horse. He
Got
just got
whomped.
whomped by a horse.
Alright, you go back there. Tell you what, all three of yous shoot the crossbowman.
I'm not quite sure what to do about those pikemen, are they? Looks like an LMFAO video.
Okay, all these guys over here. That's dead crossbowman. Couple of units held back, so I'll leave these to off fire at will. Get in there. These guys didn't do anything last battle.
Wait, are these the
Our
same
men are
guys
winning the
then?
battle. If we continue
Like,
this,
is
we
this
will
Bruges
smash the
again?
enemy.
It
Oh.
is, yeah. They attack Bruges.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure whether the all the towns sort of look the same or this layout was exactly the same. In much the same way. They seem to have not thought this through.
Oh shit, get back, get back. Get back.
There's some dudes arriving, and a lot of them. But this is their last hurrah, is it not? Will the pikeys get them?
Let's start shooting at them. A lot of arrows going in there. The pikemen, there's only 4 of them left. They've had a tough time of it, but they've managed to keep them out. Get in there,
Well,
lads.
this is where it all goes badly for them, is it not? Not the pikemen and anyone foolish enough to try and attack Bruges.
Right, hang on, have we got more?
Is this not where it shifts in our favour?
Yeah, just
Little
gotta
meter
plug
at
the
bottom.
holes with lots of guys.
Sounds gross. I think you
Actually,
can
I'll tell you what we
find
could do
plenty
to,
of videos of that on the internet, but but not normally with medieval soldiers, but also probably some with medieval soldiers. If you can imagine it, it's on the internet.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this,
Except
we will
civil
smash the
discourse
enemy.
amongst people who can see each other's
Yes,
points
that's
of view
sadly-
and still disagree with one another.
That's missing.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Everyone pile after them.
Shall we smash these guys and do a quick commercial break?
Yeah.
Oh,
as soon as
intermission.
this
We'll
one's
not
done,
do
we'll,
an actual not an actual commercial break. You don't have to watch any ads, though you might have to watch ads. That's all down to Twitch, isn't it? They annoys people by putting ads on and not giving the people making the content any money. I mean, they get some money, but you know what I mean. It's much like ads on YouTube and Google and stuff. The lion's share is always to the platform, not the creator.
Unfortunately.
These dudes are getting the lion's share of the whooping, though.
Yeah, they got solidly whooped.
Oh. And now it's just the classic Benny Hill moment.
What are you doing, man? The tracking for these is horrendous.
Yeah. Not very good at finding their way around, even in an open
By the
field.
grace of God, our
Is that him
foe
escaped
is
then?
utterly
With that
vanquished.
red line.
Let all who remember this
Yeah.
day
Right.
remember
Okay. Well, with that battle, I guess we will jump into mission. So if anyone wants to recharge their glasses or get more popcorn, then feel free to do it now, and we'll be back. That's a lovely sound to end the first half.
We'll be back. Sound of someone dying.
Screams of the dead. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. So see you then.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back from that swift intermission. We're back on the trail for smashing Europe, aren't we, Joe?
We are, but it was just
Hail,
getting
my king.
a wee bit warm in the stream den, as I guess I'll call it. The this room here is rather small and rather prone to getting very warm, especially when you have a weather system that's going to make tomorrow 36 degrees Celsius. There's not much you can do about it other than occasionally take breaks and air the whole place out. It's not a place odor-wise that you'd probably want to be in right now.
Hail, my
It's just a hot box of sweat, but
Hot box of sweat.
It's-
Lovely.
it's been aired out. You know what? These medieval fuckers in Bruges and that are having a worse time of it. I'm sure after like the Black Death and stuff, they would take a slightly sweaty room in southern Spain.
They probably would. They'd probably
Except the ones in
crying
southern
out for a
Spain who are
sweaty.
just lying around in pestilence as well. Though they'll be in the middle of the Reconquista, won't they? They'll be
They will. Actually, I
chicken
wonder
Moorish
how
arse.
that's going, because I'm pretty sure the game starts with the bottom half of Spain in Moorish control. So
And it should be. It starts in 1080, I think we worked this out as. The theoretically turn 1 is in 1080 AD. So that would be everything up to like halfway through Spain under Moorish control. But I don't think England held much of Egypt at that time either, and we've managed to
The enemy
sort that out.
to our people, sire.
Not much going on down there, though, is there? No, Egypt bit, they're just unhappy. They're just unhappy with our rule, but we're not really going anywhere because they can't see us
No.
off.
Must make a stand. We are besieged.
got a large army down there. Yes, we'll build that. That means all of our swordsmen built in Mets get like a bonus, because now we can build these guys who are like top level, and for some reason their
Arse kickers.
upkeep is lower than these guys, so I'm gonna just disband them because I don't need them. Because this
Well,
army
because those
should
guys
be
are
able to hold off.
dismounted feudal knights, right? So you've got to pay for the horse and then for them to get off it, right?
No, you don't pay for the horse, because but for
That's,
some
that's
reason
the
they
only
just
reason I can work out.
cost
The
more.
armored swordsmen are very much the same, whereas the dismounted feudal knights cost more, right? So
Yeah,
clearly, their upkeep is for feeding a horse that they can get off of before
Yeah,
battles.
yeah, could be.
Because otherwise, they'd just be people, right? But because they're dismounted knights, that at least infers the existence of a horse because they have to get off it. So you're just wasting money paying for horses that you don't use.
So
It's a
if
rookie mistake. Get those armored dudes out and get rid of the dismounted feudal knights.
right, he might just have to wait a turn.
Hail, my king.
Prince James there.
Hail, my king.
You might have to wait until we've seen these guys off, because we've got, this is a citadel now, so with the army that's inside it, we should have absolutely no problem defending that. Apparently we're not on good terms with the Holy Roman Empire.
Was that because of all the shit we took from them by force?
Yeah, and the fact that we keep giving them a bit of a kicking.
Is Death still stalking the land? I thought Death was done stalking the land. I
Well,
thought
the
it was
plague
just
isn't
kinda
rampaging through anywhere anymore, but it's still got like
It will be an honor to defeat
Influence.
you, dear foe.
over
Yeah.
the life and death of people.
Fleet ready, sire.
yes. Right, we're not really doing anything in here. I don't think we need to. Hello, Christopher Peckham.
He has a very '90s villain mustache, does he not? His facial hair and like goatee tash type deal is very much
Yeah.
that of a if he like baddie and Die Hard kind of. You could see him in a turtleneck, right? Just being a sort of like '90s evil, not quite businessman, not quite terrorist. That kind of like archetype, you know, where it's like the cold, calculating. He actually gets to be a baddie, not because he's like a psychopath, but because he like has lots of business interests that give him the money and power to be evil on a global scale. That's Christopher Peckham in a nutshell.
Right. You know what I might do? We're going to do this.
Belongs to England. Men to arms.
Do I not do that? I don't know.
This is the Citadel,
It is, but they've got...
and this is the Holy Roman Empire wanting it back. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
This might be another long one. I'm trying... Oh, God, I nearly double-clicked that. Oops. Right, where are they? They're all the way out here. What have they got?
It looks like a lot of people.
Catapults.
Is this more
Catapults.
people than the Danes?
It's probably on par with that first army that came through. It's not as good, though, as that Danish army was. This one's a bit more... we've got the better army. And,
Haphazard, amateurish,
yeah,
I think.
we've got the better army and this huge thing to defend, so...
So is a Citadel just layers of armored city on layers
It's
of armored
three
city on
three
layers of armored
sets of
city?
three sets of walls basically they have to smash through, so there's no way they're doing it. It's just how do I end this quickly?
As effectively as possible.
Yeah, I think I've got to...
Are there not opportunities to bottleneck them here as well? On a kind of like layer by layer basis, and then you can keep falling back.
If I do that, they might be able to shoot without necessarily being shot at, because they'll want to destroy this bit of wall rather than this bit of wall. Maybe.
You can
I'll
try
leave-
it. I mean,
I'll
how long
leave
does it
one
take them to
side.
reposition? You can sure you
Yeah.
can test that quite quickly, and then just
I'll
click
have them
over to
there,
the
so
next
if
bit.
they come through this gate, they'll get immediately shot at by these guys. And I'll have me cavalry in the final part, because then they can come out at the end and clean up. Let's put these here, and then they can go to wherever there's a gap in the wall. As can
How many lots of archers do you have?
just two.
Alright, so yeah, I was going to say, 'cause if you had more, then you could really just like... You could finish them off. Well, not finish them off, but you know, cause heavy losses before they even get to the front wall.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably bring the battering ram along here once they're in, or will they bring it along? No, they'll have
They'll probably
to bring
just batter some random section of the wall that has no strategic value. And then try and send everyone through the gate.
Yeah, they'll go here. So I'll put my next unit of dismounted knights there. And right, no one's getting through that. That's like it's just like Iron Men. Spearmen, because they're useful. I'll just have them down here waiting. And the billmen can defend like... Go forwards. Why are you being difficult? Okay, whatever. And the final group can go up here, just in case they should get that far. Right, I think we've got everything sorted.
The time to kick Holy Roman arse then.
Possibly. It depends what they're going to do. Do I want to put a unit of lancers down here just in... You know what I'm going to do? Come down here, right. Just in case they come forward with their artillery and I can rush out and, like, attack them.
Or chinning them a bit.
Yep, they're doing that. Right. Gotta be a bit careful here, though, because I can't get too close to them. What I want them to do is come at the walls, so...
Is that the Nirvana song? I'm not going to do a Kurt Cobain impression. It's not worth it. And I don't want any kind of copyright strikes.
Thread the gap. Oh shit, get back.
Are they,
Very much in our
of all of them,
If we
did you
remain
just
true
whomp a
and
load of them?
steadfast,
Just
victory
there.
will be ours.
It looked like I did.
It looked like you decimated those units, and then everyone else got really angry.
That seems to be what happened. Ah, they're stuck on there. They're dead. Just leave them. Leave them.
They're stuck being dead, are they?
They're just they can't make their way out of this group, so they're just gonna die. These two are done for.
I'd love to see some like dressage level awesomeness and just see them like vault over the thing and just do a swanky horse walk. You know, like they do in the Olympic dressage.
I'm trotting.
Is that off?
Shrek, I think, when Donkey turns into the stallion.
Stallion, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
Right now, the dismounted knights can get into position, and the swordsman can too.
I was
Are you gonna
watching
start
a
shooting?
video on CGI
Yes.
the other day, and there was a few mentions of Shrek actually. In fact, because they'd done some like research into how light reacts to certain like materials, and one of them was like water and milk, and they were like, milk in old CGI films looks like white paint. And then they
Right.
worked out how to make it look good, and then it started looking like milk. And the two examples they used were Shrek and Shrek 2. And in the first Shrek, there's a scene with the gingerbread man with milk, and the milk looks like white paint. And in the second film, there's like a giant gingerbread man with like loads of milk splashing everywhere, and the milk looks like milk. So it was a
Nice.
cool video, like how much science is involved in just like making essentially what is a cartoon. And you know, not to disparage it, but like the idea is like, I guess you wouldn't think there'd be that much science in it because it's just like entertainment media and, you know, silly jokes with a Scottish ogre. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't think, oh my god, they like did like research into how light reacts through different materials, including like human skin and how it reacts differently through different layers of human skin, and then modeled
The
that
enemy have ladders
to
in the
make
walls.
movies look better.
Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
It's like, it's impressive how powerful the research is that we can do when there's money behind something.
Yeah. When people want something to be done.
When people when people want something to be done and have the money to pay for it, I think it should be the addendum on that. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot of things people want done that would probably be right and better for us as a species that don't get done because there's no money in it.
Yeah. What are these guys doing?
Curses! The enemy are battering down our gates.
That's alright. These guys will get smashed. Oh, they're queuing up, Joe.
You know, this is and you know, to go back to my awesome big shop story, this is not what the big shop was like, because I worked out perfect time to go to Lidl. 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, the place was dead.
Ah.
Like, they only had one till open. That's the level of like,
To arms, my lord.
I've never
The
seen
enemy's ram has
just one
breached the
till open at
gates.
Lidl. And when we got the queue, we were second in the queue.
Nice.
None of this Holy Roman Empire queuing up like mugs to get into the Citadel nonsense for the big shop.
Okay, is everyone piling in?
Oh
Like-
no, they've done the party bus thing. You know, like England and the free kicks No, it was at the World Cup, wasn't it? Where they lined up for corners in a line to confuse
Oh,
defenders
yeah.
in like a conga line.
Oh, they're all piling up this
Our
wall.
cunning foe has
Yeah.
reached our walls with their
Right.
siege St.
We've
George.
been
Save
party
us.
bust.
The enemy have the walls. Looks
Come
like
over
defense
here.
or all will be lost. Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. The walls have fallen. Steel and valiant hearts.
Well, they're
must
giving
be
it a
our
good go
walls
anyway.
now.
They're giving it a good go breaking down bits of wall they don't have to again. It
Yeah,
feels like
they do like that. That is their
like
party
literally
trick, isn't it?
2 foot to the side of where
these
they
guys.
were.
Right, what are they doing? That's alright. They're no danger. I'm going to bring the other lancers out because we can use them to mop everybody up. They're already there. Get them. These guys shoot down into that. Charge in.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Are they winning up here? No, so now we'll get these to shoot them. It's a nice little vantage point they've got there.
I do love how the animation doesn't quite line up with the direction they're firing
Yeah,
their arrows
yeah.
either. Though I feel their pain from like every time I've been to do archery, where you're like, this is going right in the center of the board, and then you fire it and you're like, ah, no, it's not. I do like archery. I think it's one of those.
Yeah, I like it as well.
One of those activities. Every time you get to do it, it's just a lot of fun, even though it's like seemingly quite simple. You know, it's not like second to second outrageous excitement. But every time I've gone to have a go, it's been just like it's just a really like satisfying, fun activity to do.
Yeah.
Now I want to. I don't even know where to do archery. I assume it like. Where do you go to do archery? I mean, other than like an obviously named like archery club or something.
You go to any
Like-
one of the English-owned cities and citadels in medieval Europe, Joe. You'd have a
Well,
really
that
good
too.
opportunity there.
That's too. Anywhere under siege from the Holy Roman Empire. If you want to go and fire on a bow and arrow, those are the places to go. That and I mean, they've got wall climbing. They've got it's a full on leisure center in this medieval citadel, isn't it?
Yes.
Got wall climbing, archery, and throw in some like hiking and orienteering, and you've got yourself a medieval leisure center. Not much swimming going on,
No.
except in blood. Just swimming in pools of blood.
Swimming in the blood of
Only half
oh,
the
what's
enemy
happening?
force
Who's shooting
remains.
what?
Doing a cheeky bit of front stroke in the pools of our enemy's blood. Yes.
Yes.
Hey, what I don't like. Oh no, they've got horse riding as well. This is a full-on like holiday package in the Citadel.
Get
Though
them.
you know I am not at all a fan of horse riding because horses don't like me, and the feeling is mutual. The like I have just this like not a feud.
Yeah, we'll
Or a
go down the
vendetta.
hill.
I just have an ongoing like enemy ship. Is that a thing? Like friendship, but the opposite. An enemy ship with a
No, I don't think that's a thing.
with horses. Enmity.
Yes.
I have an enmity with horses. Ever since as a child, my mum put me on a horse in a field. Not a trained horse or an organized like horse riding experience. Just here's a horse in the field. I'm gonna sit you on this horse. So I got sat on this horse, and this horse was like, no to this, and just decided to like lean sideways into the fence that we were next to in the field.
Fair enough.
You know, attempting to crush my leg. Now, I don't blame the horse. This is more, what I can only say is poor parenting rather than the horse's fault. The horse didn't want to be sat on. I didn't need to be placed on said horse. But since then, my relationship with horses has not improved. Just a few years ago, I thought I was ready to forgive horses, and we were in Tenerife, and we went on a little like horse riding trek for like absolute beginners. So turns out I didn't actually know this, but my mom can sort of ride a horse. When she was younger, before she had like the children, I guess, she was able to do like fun things like horse riding and was actually all right at it. So she perfectly fine on a horse. I got a horse that was an absolute see you next Tuesday. Now, I don't blame this horse for being in a bit of a mood, because this horse was actually a mare, and this mare was having
A mare.
no worse. She was having her special time, as it were. So was not in the greatest of moods to have me sat on her back and trying to
Tidings. The enemy general lies dead. We
uh,
set the base
control
cur
which
to
way she had to go.
Oh, that's set off a bit
Additionally,
of a route.
she had like certain cravings for certain foods, and we happened to be in a like banana plantation. So at
All this
any
sounds
given
so
moment,
much like innuendo, Joe.
it's not innuendo. It's thank God.
Craving for some-
She had the craving for banana.
bananas.
She could not get.
She couldn't get
But,
enough of that banana.
No, this mare just decided that she was going to like just have some scran at every opportunity she got, and ignore all of my instructions and just walk over to like foliage and eat it. And sometimes walk over to foliage on the ground and eat that too, which if you've been on the back of a horse, when it bends forwards and downwards to pick something up off the ground with its mouth, you're in a like a hard situation trying to like stay on the back of the thing. So there's all these like family holiday photos of us, and my horse has like a massive banana leaf in its mouth, and like all this crap that it's just picked up on our little trek around the flipping banana plantation. And I was like,
Oh, pardon me.
I was ready to forgive you. I was ready for like an equine apology, and yous aren't getting it. This was your opportunity, horse kind, to like
To repair
to-
the
to
relationship.
repair the burnt bridges that you made by crushing my leg as a child. I was ready to forgive you, and instead you just decided to spend 90 minutes ignoring me and eating banana leaves. No innuendos at all. Just
Tell you what, there was a Bonnie at the gates, wasn't there?
there were. I bet you all their horses were in a bit of a mood as well. I bet you they were just like, you know what, we got the horses that we're going to be dickheads today.
Which horses do we have today, sir? Ah, that would be the dickheads. Oh, okay.
Apparently they do that in the Olympics, not just like give people dickhead horses, but is it the modern pentathlon? I think I was reading about this.
Oh, yeah, because we didn't Britain get a decent result in that or something. Did
I think we
win
got the gold medal. Well, I say we in this kind of weird way, as if I had any influence on it, except for sending like bad vibes towards horses, I guess. Yeah, that's why I was reading about it, because Great Britain had won a gold medal in it, and it was explaining that there was this, I'm gonna say poor German lass who basically just got a shit horse and
Right.
was just sat crying the whole time around her like the horse event bit of the modern pentathlon, which I don't know if it's like. I don't know what horsey stuff they have to do in the modern pentathlon, but
I've no idea. I'm not too clued
me
up on-
neither. But the idea is you want a good horse to do it, and I think once you've been allocated the shit horse, you kind of know that your like medal chances might be over, unless you can like do all the other events really quickly. So I'm guessing this last just thought like, oh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this shit horse they've given us, and I'm done with these stupid Olympic Games. And apparently, just like was visibly distraught throughout her entire run on this horse,
Aw.
which seems a bit scheme. Like I don't know how, like in any horse riding events, you can allocate a random horse and make it fair. But also, I don't know in any horse riding events how you can let people bring their own horses and kind of also make it fair. I mean, I guess the horses
BYOH.
train in the same way. Yeah, I mean, I guess the horses are. They're trained in the same way the athletes are trained. So if you want to do well in any event, you train hard and you train your horse as well. So I guess that kind of balances out. But sometimes it's like a bit like motorsport, isn't it? It's like, well, the person in the best car is going to have an advantage, but I guess in equestrianism, the person with the best horse is also going to have an advantage, and the athlete with the best like coaches and facilities are also going to have an advantage. So I mean, I guess it's just how far you want to, where you want to draw that line, as it were.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's who's still left alive. I was like, trying to figure out where.
Is these guys just scheming at the door?
Yeah.
Like,
Just hide here.
maybe
They
they
might
won't.
not see we.
Maybe they won't notice.
Maybe they won't notice.
Yeah, because it's
There we
always from
go.
Empire
By
Waves, so
the
the
grace of
Germans.
God.
Right, bloody hell. No one wants to pay their ransoms.
Because they are
Oh god.
they do not value
enemy
human
has
life.
laid
These
siege
people
to
in
us,
charge
sire.
that keep sending wave after wave of men to their death.
We'll send wave after wave of our own men against them.
Opening a new trade lane.
The brain balls. They've got a lot of brains and they got a lot of chutzpah. I watched that episode not too long ago. I think I was talking about it on a previous stream. It's an excellent, excellent Future Armor episode.
Yeah.
Oh, most of them are. Most of them are. Oh, who's this Pope?
King James now. That's it. It's happened, Joe. We've hit peak medieval.
Oh, are we the Pope?
No, I don't think so. But
No, so who's the Pope?
hang on, I'll check in a second. I've got to sort out Jimbo.
my
Get
king.
yourself over there, fella.
Orders, sire.
Are the names actually true? Do we always just keep the
Orders, my lord, sire.
I guess not, because you can kill these people, right? So I guess like,
My lord.
I mean, they pick the names of people who are actually monarchs and in charge of each faction, right? But
Yeah, but after that, I think it's just like a random name generator type of thing.
yeah, so there wasn't, or there could have been, but there mightn't have been a King James at this period in history. I mean,
Yes.
there probably would have been. It's a safe, like a King James is a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard of any King Allens, but maybe in Scotland.
See you dead.
Is there ever a King Allen of Scotland?
There may have been.
Hail
Feel
my
a
king,
bit-
my lord. Hail my king.
Right, someone needs to
Let's
go up
see.
to Edinburgh, fellas.
Hail my king.
Which one of you is going to do it? Right, it's going to be you,
Orders.
Ansel. Oh, why are you unhappy? Oh, because I haven't built this yet. Fine. Take all my money. Ay, ay, ay. Let's get through all this.
You know what? There's no King Allen. Well, other than people who aren't actually kings, but there are a few Allen kings. Apparently, there's a couple of people with Wikipedia pages who were called Alan King. I believe one was a director and one was an actor. So a Canadian film director known as Alan King and an American actor known as Alan King.
Nice.
but I can't find any King Allens of anywhere.
Gods
But there was
save
definitely a King James.
This is the heathen in question, my lord.
And
The heretic will
Um,
not survive.
I'm going to go with King James II. He feels like, 1633. That's about 200 years later.
Name the
Oh, maybe King
blasphemer.
James the First. Maybe he was about this time.
King James.
1567. No, still about 100 years down the line. We have actually beaten history in this respect by getting King James to the throne about 100 years early, which would make him it would make him the first ever English King James. Though apparently, by that point, he was the 6th King James of Scotland. Which I guess in terms of naming stuff, the whole like union thing kind of made numbering kings a lot easier. Because it seems very silly that they're like, he's James the 6th of Scotland and James the 1st of England or whatever. It just simplify it. Just make them 2 countries, but also make one have way more power than the other, which doesn't seem like much of a union.
We must act
Seems like a
on
very
this turn of events.
unhealthy marriage. Who we chinning now, by the way?
The Spanish are at it again.
Oh, okay, Capitan Esteuao or whatever he was called.
Captain Esteban.
He wasn't an Esteban. I did see.
Capitan Esteban. Kind of hoping they're just gonna try and get through this.
Same old stupid plans they've done every time.
Yeah, try and get through the little gate here, and I'll just block it up with many a spearman. And then when they get all clogged up here, I'll just come out the gate and run at them.
I love how it's like they're watching a gig or something. Like they're up in the balcony or whatever. Like everyone's just lining up to get a good view of this lot coming to attack them. The Spanish.
Yep, they're coming. Shoot them. Shoot them a lot. Your job is to stand there for as long as you possibly can and hold them off. And then you can come here. You go here.
They seem to get done a lot by this whole like bottleneck tactic.
Yeah. They're not the cleverest bunch.
Do they actively avoid bottlenecks in later games, or are they just smarter about it?
They tend to use like their weight of numbers a lot better. The way they attack a city is often a lot. The AI has never been great in games like this because I assume it's very difficult for them to actually
Defeat seems almost certain.
program that in. But they are better. They're not miles better, but they are better.
They still seem to be throwing wave after wave of men at that at that bottleneck. The killbots. they had a kill limit. Knowing their weakness, I sent wave after wave of my own men at them. Whatever it is, I'll send wave after. I'm willing to send wave after wave of men. Oh, so good. So it's such a shame that what's the word? Phil Hartman wasn't alive to play that role, even though
The
Billy
guy who
West
did
did
it.
absolutely smash
yeah.
it. Like Zap Brannigan is still like an excellent character in
I think
Futurama.
he's my favorite character in Futurama.
Yeah. Oh man, there's few better. Big Zoidberg fan until they made him pathetic. I liked him more when he was weird. Like when Zoidberg came this kind of like butt of everyone's joke character, I wasn't that fond of him. I liked him when he still had like some dignity, but he was like still really weird. They changed that character in a way that I didn't enjoy, but Zap was fairly consistently solid throughout. But you could tell that he was like supposed to be like the Lionel Hutz or Troy McClure or of Futurama.
Yes.
Which Billy West still did exceptionally, but like, and for very selfish motives, it's a shame Phil Hartman couldn't play that. But obviously, in a broader sense, it's just a shame that he was murdered.
Yes.
Like, which is like absolute insanity. Like,
The
alright,
walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
I just don't even know how you fathom that. Like, what do you it's too complicated and heavy a subject to broach on a stream.
Yeah.
But long story short, Billy West filled some very big shoes very well in a role that wasn't necessarily written for him.
Yeah, he did. You know what? The second one, I think we're doing all right here. Oh, hang on.
It's the classic.
Hang on, javelin.
Squeeze them through the bottleneck.
Got a few more up there,
Right.
but it's not that bad.
But they're just ladder people. They're just siege operators.
Got some nice vantage points from up here as well. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where'd they come from? What on earth? Where the hell did they come from? Get over here.
Oh man, just looking this up there, I knew that Zap Brannigan rule was obviously written for Hartman, but apparently he still insisted on auditioning for it, even though they were like, "No, it's yours, you can have it." And by all accounts, he absolutely smashed the audition. I mean, of course he would have, because he was excellent, and two, the rule, and secondly, the rule was written for him, so
Yes.
you'd hope so. But yeah, funny stuff though. I miss Futurama, and I don't like. It came back several times, and it was still very good. Thank God it didn't just like.
Do what The Simpsons did.
Yeah, just that such a. I just can't get over how pointless Simpsons episodes are now. Like, it's almost it feels like they started running an ultra marathon and realized part of the way through that they only wanted to like run a marathon. But now they've started it, and now they're like, let's just see how far we can go.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
And
They
we're
have
not
lost
going to be
half
like
their men.
running at a good pace. It's going to be embarrassment, but at least we can say we went the furthest. And it's like, yeah, but it's not very good anymore, and hasn't been good for a long time. And it's almost like
a long time.
yeah, like 20 years. Like, you could argue that too. Like, what's it been going for, like 30 and a bit years now? It's been going for like 3 decades. and the big dip in quality happened after the first decade. So it's been. I mean, like there are people who say that there are still like good episodes, and it's like not the worst show on telly, I guess. But because it's always going to be compared to
Only intervention
itself
by the Almighty or a
in its
military
heyday,
genius can bring us victory from this.
then maybe these maybe 2 decades of bad Simpsons would have still been like an excellent show had the first decade never existed. Imagine like the 10 golden era of the 10 years of golden era Simpsons just never
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
and season 10 or 11 onwards of the Simpsons just started and it was a new show. That might be like a show worth 2 decades, and it might be like very, very, very good. But it's always going to be compared to the very best of the Simpsons. So now it just makes it kind of sad that it spun off like and just became its own thing at season 10, a bit like what Futurama, I guess, was like supposed to be in a way. It could have retained some dignity because they'd be 2 separate entities. In the same way, like you can say, like Futurama probably never hit the heights of the best Simpsons episodes, but over its like shorter run in comparison to the Simpsons, it probably maintained a higher average because it doesn't have 20 years of acceptable episodes. Why don't they just stop shows? I know that. I mean, money. I'm
Money?
guessing. Money.
That's it?
Money.
It's the only reason.
Yeah, it's
money.
always money. Why is something too long and not good enough? Money. But I don't understand why. I mean, money again. The answer is always going to be money. But like, is it just so based on money across the pond that
I think so.
it will always be about money? Because, I've heard stories of like Americans discovering like British shows that are popular, and then they watch like the 6 episodes it had, and then it ended, and they're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
want
we-
more of it.
It's like, yeah, we all want more of it, but if we got more of it, then we'd be like, we want less of it. So it's better to maybe just have something stop when you still have a, I don't want to say thirst because that sounds gross, but when you're still yearning for more of it. I don't think yearning's better either, but when you still want more of it, even want now my head's in a dirty place, and I don't think any verb will suffice. But you don't want to overdo it, and it seems that most shows, at least American shows, are just like a poor like beloved family pet that should have been put down ages ago, and no one wants to end it, at least not whilst it's still profitable. And it's like, oh, so many of these like franchises and shows and series were good, and then they just kind of like whimpered to their own demise.
They did.
Oy. Like these poor Spaniards.
They were
Yeah.
just getting beat down, man.
But they're just getting these Spaniards are getting run out of our shop. They should have given up 20 seasons ago. Like, do they ever just
Come
give up
chase
in
me.
later games? Because I know they don't give up here, but there's like it seems that there are clear losing positions in this game that the AI is still like, just fight. It's like, well, I don't want to pick them off. I mean, I know they don't do that in many games. I remember playing Command Conquer and having to run all over the map just to kill that like one last soldier who's lost before the game would say you've won because you finished off every unit in the game. But like, there should be.
I'll tell you what they
something where
added
it's like
much better in the later games. That you'd have a the bar would like
The battle seems to be
it sours
in our
against
favour.
you if you're
From
losing
such
much
tidings
faster
does
now. So
victory
like,
emerge.
if you are in like a position that's completely untenable, then the game, the battle ends. Like, your army just like does a mass rout because it's like there's nothing that can be
They're
done
just
here.
like, this is, yeah, we've lost. We know we've
Yeah.
lost. Let's not beat around the bush and act like we can still win this.
This guy's just like, this is my city.
And he's got, maybe hits him opening the gate because this shield looks like the Danish flag.
All right, just these. What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? Oh, they're not coming. They're just gonna stand there. You're coming to kill these guys, aren't you? They're coming up. They're here. Ah, bollocks! Just run outside.
Behold,
Okay, good.
our- by the
There we
grace of God, our
It's okay. Dear me. Well, we didn't get a lot done this episode, Joe.
We didn't, but we dug in and fought some pretty epic battles, of which no
Yes.
one paid the ransom for.
No one ever pays the ransom.
They clearly, the people fighting us actually just have too many soldiers and are probably in the same financial situation as us, where they need to disband some armies and like, well, instead of disbanding them, should we just send them to their death? Because they cost dead or alive. They cost alive and not in the army and dead cost exactly the same. So why not just see if they can kill some of our enemies on the way out?
Yeah. Cool. Right. Well, I guess I'll just get the
Deaths and start another fight.
the repairs
We've been in
can
the long haul.
can go on here. I'll get that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to. Let's recruit another couple of spearmen there. Right. We've got a little foothold here now. Quite a big army in there as well.
come and face the might of the Reich, coward. Be gone.
You are not mein Kaiser.
Get him next time. Ooh, the Papal
God
States are
bless,
coming out.
noble lord.
Right. We'll
I'd
leave it
love that
there.
to be coming out as in gay. I mean, that would rock everyone's world, wouldn't
Ready.
it? If the Papal States came out.
Just collectively, yes.
No one was expecting that move.
Right, I'll have to send one of these guys down here as well next turn. Strengthen them. But yep, that's it. So, well, I guess we defended a lot again. Next time
Oh, this
we'll try and
theme.
break out. But it seems like every single faction in Europe is declaring war, so it's almost impossible. But we'll give it a try.
We have a lot more territory than we did a few episodes ago.
We do.
When you look at Bruges, Antwerp, and Metz, and is Metz the citadel?
Mhm.
So
No one's
we
taking
have
that.
we have more territory, but I mean, I guess. Oof. How many territories do we have? Like 10? 1, 2, yeah, maybe about 10 territories.
I think that might be a way of doing that. 11 regions
controlled 11. Yeah, that was a pretty good quick count. Yes, we control 11 regions, so I guess that we maybe capture about 3/4 of a region per episode, and we didn't capture one this episode.
I feel like though,
Theoretically means we will next episode.
I feel like there's a tipping point coming where these other factions have wasted all their money on
I
these
will not waste words with the enemy.
huge armies that keep getting
Come and face
destroyed.
the might of the Reich,
That once
coward.
we've built up a group here, we're going to be able to very easily and quickly just take settlements like one a turn type of thing.
Blitzkrieg's coming in it. Where,
Yeah, I mean, there's what 1, 2, 3,
we have a
4,
massive
5
army.
here that are just within easy reach. So
Yeah.
it's coming.
and from there we'll have more cities and more places to build stuff and more. Just you can mass a bigger army. You can amass a bigger army. You can amass a bigger army more quickly if you have more cities in which to enlist members of the military from. Right. So
Yeah, if you've got
surely
a
it should
citadel
sort of
like
snowball.
this, look at. I mean, you can recruit like very high level
That as well, but the
units
more
as well.
regions we control, the more units we can recruit per turn as well, right? So it should sort of snowball in that direction, right?
Yeah, and then you also get like this tipping point after you've taken over a certain number where the amount of money you're creating can sustain everything a lot more as well, and then you just it gets to this point where you can pretty much just go for all of the like poorly defended settlements like this one. Like there's two units in that garrison. It'll take, I can auto resolve that. I don't have to like run through the whole battle for it.
But we should, just for a laugh. Just really really go for it. Just like make an embarrassment of them. You can do it in like 5 speed, but just like I want to see them decimated.
See what's going
We've
on
worked
down
too hard for too long to conquer all of medieval Europe to auto-resolve this shit. Like, we haven't waited for all these moments of glory to have them resolved by a computer. But yeah, it should. I get your point, and we are in a good position. And it's not like we're getting a whooping every turn. We're just every episode. We're just
The heretic will not survive.
spending time fighting people off.
But next turn,
Well, that's the plan for next time, isn't it?
it is. We'll break out from. We're probably gonna have to do one big defensive battle because I think Captain Albrecht is coming for Mess. But after that, we'll be able to break out.
And then we can retake a lot of northern France
Yep.
and go from there.
We'll take that back and run through there, and then we've got a foothold down in the Far East as well, so we can eventually build something up and go after Jerusalem around there as well, because that's one of the objectives. If I can hold on to it, they do seem to be getting more and more unhappy, but we'll see.
But once we get more territory, and you said as stuff like gets cheaper, as it were, as you control more territories, surely that will give us more leeway to build things in these regions that will keep them happy and under our control.
Hopefully.
Nice.
Cool. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching. You can follow us on all the social medias, Twitch, YouTube, and if you're a particular fan of indie games or you're an indie dev, you can join us on our Discord as well, where we discuss the finer points of indie games.
Exactly. And some nonsense.
And some nonsense as well.
Indie games and nonsense, that's the 2 core talking points of the Discord. But do come join that. It's where we like to hang out and let everyone know about what we're doing before it's posted on the socials.
Cool. Right, well, I guess we'll catch you next time.
Definitely.
Ta-ra.